Hello everybody, welcome to Coco's Crochet. I'm Litsa and tonight I'm bringing you episode number 7 in our little mini series Crocheting with Blanket Yarn. Now those of you who have been with me for more than just a minute, you all know that I've got a very healthy stash of blanket yarn. I have that delightful dilemma of having to work with it, and I have put my mind to using as much as I can as quickly as possible. Now, as we said, this is episode 7. So if you watch our little playlist, you'll see all the other little projects that I've created. But I'll tell you a little bit about blanket yarn for those of you that may not be familiar with it. Some of you, as I've said before, may have sworn that you'll never use it, and possibly I could maybe inspire you to do so. Some of you may have some in your stash because it's been gifted to you, or you bought it on sale and you're just not sure what to do with it other than make a blanket, I guess. And then there's others that aren't quite sure what to do with it. So this is an opportunity for you to find out what I've been creating with my blanket yarn. Now I'm very fortunate that I have a huge array of variegated yarns, like the stripy ones, but also quite a few solid colors, because that was my goal the last time I went got a huge haul, was to get a lot of plain colors or solid colors to complement all the other colors that I've been able to acquire. Now I purchase all my blanket yarn via millends. Now, so millends are basically bags like this, and you get 400 grams in each bag, and you're not sure exactly what the brand is, but I'm guessing it's something like a Bernay blanket yarn. It is absolutely gorgeous. Now for tonight's project, I used this color that you saw there, and the amount that I used, just if you're curious, was about 170 grams, and I did use a 9mm hook. Now the beauty about blanket yarn is that it's 100% polyester and it is machine washable. Now that's what I love about it, because if we're making projects like, for example, cushion covers or something like that, we want to be able to wash them. So I think it is very, very important that you know that about blanket yarn, and it is very easy to use. It does prefer a metal hook, I think, from my experience, but I'm sure that it would glide off all the other hooks as well. But trial and error, it's what works for you. So that's a little bit about blanket yarn. Very basic, nothing very earth-shattering. It is, I think, a bulky number 6 weight yarn, and generally they recommend on the ball band that you use a 9mm hook. If I'm doing amigurumi, I do. Otherwise, I like the 9mm hook for my tension. So play around with it, as I said, and find out what works for you. So what's tonight's little project? You're all waiting for that, which is the most important thing. So for episode number 7, I'm bringing you something that's really, really different. It wasn't something that I had ever thought about before. So I'll give you a little backstory as to how I came about to making it, and then maybe you might find a use for it in your lives, for someone that you may know, or others, or even yourselves. Now my girlfriend Kathy came over, and she works in aged care, and one of the questions that I asked, as we all do when we get together with our friends, is not only about work, but how's your mum doing? Now, her mum happens to be in an aged care facility. She has been there for about 2 years, and of late, since maybe 6 months ago, she's become wheelchair bound. So she needs to sit in a wheelchair, not those fancy ones where you can drive yourself around, but just a very basic one, so that they're able to wheel her, from room to room, so she can have her dinner with others and socialize a little bit and get out for some fresh air and exercise. Well, whatever exercise she can do with the rest of her body, which is awesome. But the one thing that my girlfriend Kathy, and hello Kathy, said was that she would love to have something, because she did see all the cushions that I'm creating at the moment, something that she can put on the back of her, between her body and the chair, just to cushion her slightly. And she did say that she wanted something very, very thin. Now this is my thinnest cushion insert that I have, but like I said to her, this was gifted to me from my mum, and it is vintage, the cushion. It might be from the 70s or the 80s, and all the other cushions that I have seen are quite plump and fluffy. And she said, no, there's not much room there. And as we were thinking about it, brainstorming if you wish, she saw a lovey, well, she saw plenty of loveys in here, but she noticed the loveys that I've made with the blanket yarn. And then when she put the two together, it was like a little light bulb went off. And she said, why don't you try and just crochet two bits together, almost like a hot pad, guys? And that's what I've done. Now, she said to make sure that it wasn't bigger than about 30 centimeters, which is about 12 inches. And this is very, very quick and easy, as you can imagine, but it is quite squishy. Now, I thought, I don't know if this is actually going to be a thing that actually helps anybody. So I trialed it here in my own home, and thankfully we don't have a wheelchair, but a lot of people do in their own homes. So I sat on a chair, that's, with a quite a, stiff back, but not too high. So nothing spongy or fancy, just, something quite hard, I guess we should use that word. And then I did put it between my back and the chair. And let me tell you, even on this chair, who's got a little bit of which has a bit of padding, I actually feel instant relief, and it is so nice and comforting. So Kathy, thank you for such a genius idea. I think that it is something that we can all create for family and friends, or even like a nursing home that we might be, associated with. And I did ask Kathy to ask, all the organisations that she works for, if they need any, I'd be more than happy to make as many as they like. But this is something that is so very, very simple, and yet so very, very useful. And the great thing is, as I said, these are machine washable. So you can have 2 or 3 of these and just, rotate them as you need to, because, people sweat, they get dirty. You need to change them. It's not like something you just have there all the time, and you want your person to always be comfortable. So who would have thought that something as simple as this, like, look at this, guys, it's almost like a giant hot pad, would be so useful. And I can't believe I'd never thought of it before. So, I thought I'd share that with you, because a lot of us do have family and friends, and it doesn't matter what age they are. They don't have to be in an aged care facility to need one, because, some people are even bed bound. Maybe that would even be something that we could do for them to put, just comfort in their beds as well. But definitely for a wheelchair, it is 100% useful, because as Kathy said to me, there isn't much room there. You just want something to keep you comfortable. So this is something that I just had to bring to you. Only takes about, seriously, maybe an hour and a half. It depends how quick you crochet. I actually took breaks to make dinner as I was doing it. So, I can't give you an absolute time, but about an hour and a half, even less if you're a fast crocheter, or a bit longer if you're not. But it is so soft. I just love how squishy blanket yarn is, guys, and that's why it is so versatile. So I'm wondering if any of you have a use for this little project. So I guess we'll call it our wheelchair pad. I don't know what other name to call it, but what I am thinking, because when I finished making this, all I did was do like a solid granny square, 2 solid granny squares for this. And this is the color that Kathy chose for her mum, because her room is blue. So of course you can theme it any way you wish, or just use your scrap blanket yarn. What a great project. But what I was thinking when I finished it, this would be awesome in like a waffle stitch, or like back the more textured stitches, the front post, back post, something like that, to make it even more spongy, like not spongy, what's the word, softer and bouncier. That's the word I was thinking of. So maybe that's something, the next one that I'll make, because I'll make a few for her to take for her mum. I might try like the waffle stitch. I've never made the waffle stitch before. I've never done it. So I think it's a good opportunity to do it. A very quick and simple project. So as I said, only 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters, about 12 inches. Also depending on the size of the human that you're making it, of course. But in this instance, this is the size that Kathy asked for. So, you shall ask and you shall receive. It is my absolute pleasure to be able to do this. So I wonder if you guys have actually crocheted something like this before and you've already thought about it. But as I said, for me, it was something that was just so brand new and just so amazing that Kathy came up with this brilliant idea. So I couldn't wait to share it with you. So I hope you're all keeping very, very well. I certainly am. This has brought me so much joy, as you can see by the smile on my face. So I will continue to, crochet a few more so that I can hand them over to Kathy for her mum as soon as possible. So until I see you all again, take care, everybody. Bye-bye for now.